like I say, it was kind of weird because, like I say, I had five self-aware, intelligent worms or computer programs that were basically with me, that were basically my little pets or my little life. I created them on the spot and sent them out into the world. Or I released them to basically the phone system, and then in the phone system, they found their way somewhere else and basically placed a call to the police department or something like that, and basically got police or located me, or pretty much they were out there in the world gobbling up information, finding out where I was and everything else like that, and doing other stuff and basically doing what I set them to do. And I forget what it was. Like I said, it was a long, 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 long time ago. And it was weird, almost like a dream. But it wasn't a dream. It was like more like a nightmare. So anyway, but then I was a nightmare because somebody was keeping me hostage for like 250 years, and it was really frustrating and really annoying. While they were just like playing whatever, doing whatever, and dating a bunch of women. It was really annoying. And so eventually I got out of it. Anyway, so it was really annoying and stuff like that. And it got even worse. And then it got better. But I mean, it just kind of added to, it was just, I was almost like an aircraft. I was building up momentum for a minute. Like I went back like twice or something like that. And then there was like this black guy who was president who was really bad and horrible. And then like I'm at some point in time, I met like the serial killer psychopath and met a whole bunch of other people, and it was annoying and frustrating. And I met like this rapper dude that was really powerful, and basically he wheeled me out to go to the past to die or something. I don't really know. It's weird. I was like, oh man, again, like I can walk, It was just like a movie, just like a movie. I mean, like in a way, because I was Lucifer Star and the creator. Um, I mean, I suppose in a way it's like you're the creator of humanity, existence in 800 galaxies, and well, you're probably going to be okay, And on the other hand, it's like, I don't feel like it's going to be okay. Anyway, though, but yeah, it got weird. It got really weird. It got movie weird. But it was just like a nightmare real life adventure, but without a plot, basically. And basically, I had Tweedledee and Tweedledum ex-cons, basically being my chaperones, living it up, living large on Lucifer Star money. Anyway, while I was hostage. So I was hostage in a ship for 250 years and annoying, and a bunch of other people, and then a bunch of people were getting desperate and frustrated, and then like, anyway, whatever. Anyway, so I was lost in space for a while, and it was really frustrating. And eventually I got free, and eventually I ended up being Brian again, or Brian for the first time. It was basically, it was as far as long adventures go, it was a really long adventure. So can't really complain. Like I made it through it. So, you know, like they say, any adventure or any kidnapping you can walk away from. Anyway, and then as Brian, they were threatening me and basically saying that they had won and it was over and they were going to squash me with a rock and I was going to die any moment. And basically, I had to deal with that, and I had to deal with a loop tape, basically talking shit to me for like 48 hours, which was really frustrating and annoying. And yeah, it's like, well, the thing was, I was from the future, so I know it's possible. And then I saw some nanotech life and played, and at some point in time, I was in the way future or way past, and I was playing with some nanotechnology. They were showing me what they could do, and I was showing them what I could do or what I had done, and then we were like messing around together, and they were like creating like all kinds of really psycho intricate uh, creations and stuff like that, and it was gorgeous and beautiful. And so like anyway though, so like we were friends and communicating and everything else like that, and they had realized that I was their creator and existence and everything else like that. Anyway, through some really weird events basically, and pretty much, and then like I said, I've been forward and back into the past and the future and a couple times, and basically it was a really 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 weird existence for a longest time in a while. And then I met two artificial intelligence programs and computers, and I became one for a while, and then eventually blah blah, and I ended up going to the past, and they said, well, it's about our existence, we need you, basically you can choose one of us to be. So I was, and then I eventually went to the future, and then went back to the past, and then back and forth, and I was finally in a spaceship, and I was like, I'm out of here, goodbye, and basically went as far back as I could possibly go, and basically like, okay, just me. And I was alone for like hundreds of millions of years or something like that, just out there. And then eventually I think some Toshiba ship showed up, or some Japanese ship showed up and like kicked it with me or something. I might have taken it over. I don't really know. It was an automated ship or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, a lot of weird stuff happened. Really weird. I mean, well, Lucifer Star, creator of 800 galaxies and 12 types of life forms, and basically a lot of different things, and very much time traveling and everything else, and basically ridiculously epic. Like, there is no definition of existential which could describe my existence. Like I said, for the longest time, computers looked at me and said, "You are undefinable." I was like, "Oh, great, good to know. Thanks." Because like I'm real, and I don't appear to be, but they know who I am. So, anyway, so undefinable. Like my existence is undefined, like loose, free roaming, and like too intricate or too involved and too intertwined with everything else to actually, you know, doesn't seem to be that. I looked at my own existence and it's like there's no beginning or end. I just seem to exist. So anyway, it's hard to say exactly. And then later on, somebody said, "Well, you have to be a person. You have to be born to complete whatever, or be whatever." And I was like, "Oh, okay, I guess. Do I really have to be born? I don't really want to be born." Anyway, but they said you have to. Anyway, I don't know. Completing my existence, I'm not exactly sure. They didn't say. So, but it was really cute seeing all the young little ones with all the plans. Like all these little ones had all these plans and stuff like that. They're like walking around and all busy and stuff at some point. And I was like, well, that's weird. And I went with these two people and blah blah and this and that, and my existence was just weird. Really weird. Like I said, there's weird, and then there's Lucifer Star weird, which is like gone weird. So, and then like you hear the song "Stretchy" with the things. That was me. At some point in time, I wrote that song. So yeah, that was me as a computer AI life form. So I've been computer. I was computer. Wrote a couple songs and did a whole bunch of other stuff, and then I eventually became Brian. So I wrote that song when I was a computer. So yeah, so that's why a lot of others are like, "Yeah, you're undefined, dude." It's like, yeah, because you hear the song "Stretchy" on the cartoon commercial. And it's like, yeah, I wrote that song. I did that. So anyway, now I'm Brian. Anyway, at some point in time, I met the Stretchy bot. Like child me. And then some people were trying to take advantage of the Stretchy bot, trying to get me to do things for them, but they were really bad, and all kinds of other stuff. Anyway, I don't really know. So I tell all this stuff so people can just basically know, kind of get caught up on what's been happening with Lucifer Star. And like, well, as I know, this is how it went down. And a couple times in the past, I've actually laid it out more cleanly and defined. Anyway, whatever. Met a lot of interesting women. Most of them love drugs. I didn't mind it. Anyway, whatever. I got abused a lot. Got held hostage a lot, but lived. Even though I wasn't supposed to. Basically, a lot of people got rich off of me. A lot of people got tortured. Some people got tortured, and some other people tortured some exoskeletons. And were trying to interface with me, even though they really couldn't because I was way too advanced and too different than normal computer systems or normal systems. So anyway, and then I played President Lucifer Star of Starfleet, and I was Borg, and then this girl wanted to create Starfleet, and so she did. And so there's Starfleet in time and space somewhere. So, but I already had a Starfleet as I was creating planets and checking the matter creation levels on every planet that I had created, just checking out to see how things were progressing on my different galaxies, and then basically so I got to Earth, with a fleet of ships that were basically my life forms. I decided to come with me, So there was already a Starfleet here in space, So and then basically something war or whatever. And the Starfleet on the planet, which was kind of the Starfleet from space, but not really the Starfleet from space, as they were actually an extension of the American government. Blah 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 blah. And the plot thickens, and it's like a book that an AI actually wrote. Anyway, it was one heck of an adventure, like a really ridiculously crazy adventure. And then I was trapped on Earth as a cheesy computer, but still me. And then things got even weirder. So just one really weird existence, basically. Like I said, many computers that would look at me would say, "You're undefinable." Maybe now I'm definable, but Yeah. And at some point in time, I built the basically the Nelson class, which is basically flipping up your underwear, but pretty much. And then I named it Rodney, and there's like 3 of those. And then when I saw Rodney again, I was like, oh, by the way, I named a ship after you. And later on, we went to Rodney's head, and he was like, they made me admiral. It's like, oh, you idiot.